Okay, good. So we will see today, we will have one pastime of Krishna going out for the first time with the calves that we can find out at the pastimes of Krishna killing Vatsasura. And then we will hear the second time when Krishna goes out for the first times with the cows. And what is happening, I mean, it's some scripture, there are sometimes few small differences, but it is said that Krishna and Balaram, they were actually growing they were maturing very quickly. They started very quickly to crawl, they started very quickly to walk, and according to the information I got, around 3 years old, they actually started to go out with the cowboys and looking at how they were taking care of the cows, and they were starting to get desires to go out with the calves. They were actually allowed to go first out with the calves, and that was one initiation. The first initiation was that they could go out with the calves, and later on we can find that at the beginning of the Dhenukasura pastime, that's the time when Krishna goes out, this time with the cows. And that's like the second initiation. Like we have first and second initiation. Krishna got first and second initiation, first with calves and then second with cows. So we will read actually of all those pastimes in Gopal Champu, the first one with the calves and the second one with the cows. But first, I do not have the right picture in front, but we can just close our eyes and go in our mind in Sri Vrindavan Dham, maybe a place that we like, a place that might be connected to the cows. It can be actually at the base of Govardhan Hill, where Krishna is very, very often going to graze his cows. We can, in our eyes, minds, we can visualize some beautiful cows lying on the ground, and maybe some of them are still chewing. And there we can now offer our most humble obeisances, first to the dust of Vrindavan, and then to the cows and to our spiritual master. And we beg blessings so that on this particular special festival days, we will be allowed in trance in our consciousness to feel and experience this festival. Hi. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Gopastami Mahamahotsava ki jai. So we will start first with a slideshow to fill our consciousness with beautiful picture of cows and calves, and then after that we will go to the reading. So I will just share also some music. So it's very nice to see those beautiful cows of Vrindavan. That show us actually when we see them and when we can pet them or feed them, it's giving so much love that we understand actually why Krishna like cows so much, because they are such loving animals. Most of the time when we can pet them, you can feel immediately a transformation of the heart. You can feel immediately so happy in the heart. And today is when they do this Go Puja, often they put their hands in turmeric and then they make prints on the cows. That's a way of worshipping the cow. And in Nandagram, they have also a very special Gopastami today. They have two young boys, Brahmana boys, who are going to the temple of Krishna Balaram, and they receive the clothes of the deities. They enter the altar.
Yeah, they enter the altar and then they are like dressed like Krishna and Balaram.
They dress directly in the clothes of the deities, and then they go out and all day they go and visit different houses of Brijbasis. And they are carried on the shoulders of elderly, and everywhere they welcome those two boys as Krishna and Balaram personally, and they feed them in all the house, and they're like a big. All the village is more or less following those two boys who are becoming Krishna Balaram for this day of Gopastami. So it's actually very, very special celebration there.
They come up to Terkadamba because that's the place also where Krishna would stop and call the cows in the evening. So they go all around and they come up to Terkadamba.
Yeah, the day ends there at Tirkanamba. So we will try to do the reading today. I was sending you the pictures so that you can have it, but I'm thinking maybe the best will be to, I could also share the screen with the page directly, and maybe that will be even easier for all of you. I would like to see also if some of you are good. Not everyone feels comfortable in reading in English. Maybe some of you might not feel comfortable, but if some of you are comfortable, I think it's good that we read few page each. Like I read few page, maybe Purnamasi read few page, maybe Diksha read few page. But if you could just give me a show of hand, who of you will be comfortable in reading? Okay. So Purnamasi, surely. The others, I'm not sure if they are really there or not. I think Sonia was telling us once that the English is not so easy. And okay, Diksha, Vital, Ladini. In case you would like to join us for the reading, please give us a sign. Okay, Vital raise his hand. So that's good. Okay. So it seems for the first part, I was missing the first page. I'm just sending it now. Okay. So one more thing, we would like to do this reading as something that is really touching our heart and really going deep. Often when there is reading, our mind is wandering all around. We are not accustomed to just use our ears to just hear. So what we could do, I would suggest, is maybe Purnamasi, if you would like to start with reading maybe the first two pages. And as you read the first two pages, we who are listening, we should try to capture pictures of what you read and emotions of what you read. And maybe after two pages that Purnamasi has read, we can, any one of you can actually share what he have heard or what he has seen. And then the next person will read and so on and so forth. So let me see if I can put it on sharing the screen proper. I think actually, yeah. So, yeah, I could share it like this. Okay, so I go back into sharing the screen. And if Purnamasi, you would like to start the reading?
Destruction of Vatsasura. As on previous days, I will read from here. I will read from here. It's easier for me. It's so far away. I don't hear you.
Okay. Is good?
Yes, thank you. Destructions of Vatsasura. As on previous days, the talks began in the early morning. Snigdakanta spoke. After describing their pastimes while they were extremely young, we will describe their pastimes at the end of their tender Kaumara age. In my heart, I worship Krishna's and Balarama's age of Kaumara, in which they gave up drinking breast milk, in which their limbs became well-formed, in which their restlessness became prominent, and their long eyes trembled during play, during which they contentedly laughed and were absorbed in interesting pastimes, during which they became the source of pastimes for all their friends and strongly desired to see the calves. Balaram was white with blue cloth and Krishna was blue with yellow cloth. They became skillful at tying the milking ropes and rattling the milk pails. This I don't understand, rattling the milk pails?
I guess was to start to, but I'm not sure also.
Okay. They were fickle in playing and imparted various emotions of love to their friends. They gradually learned to dress themselves. With effort, with effort, be put on the cloth given by his mother, and thinking he could tie it, rejected his mother's help. He became embarrassed on only being able to half dress himself, and would put on his clothes as quickly as possible.
Maybe we can have one more page. Attends, I have to close this to see where I am. Sorry, this is something a little bit new to do this with my. No, that's the second part. Okay, that's the second page.
When Nanda would go out with the cows, Krishna and Balaram would go with him and wander about in all directions. The boys would sit on the lap of Nanda, or all the people who came to the forest out of affection for them, and would ask about the objects in the forest, giving joy to all. Saying boldly, "I will go first," though forbidden to do so, they would take 2, 4, or 6 cows and herding them in the front. Go off playing, incessantly laughing, they would run while herding cows and bulls and would stop them by grabbing their horns. They would stop 5 animals at a time. When some days had passed and mealtime had passed, Yashoda began scolding Nanda with affection. "Are you not doing something unprecedented by taking the 2 boys to the forest?" When Nanda asked permission from Yashoda and Rohini for the boys to go to the forest, the mothers refused, causing the two boys to feel cheated. They became shy and sorrowful. Being prevented, the two boys cried with anxious hearts. One time, they secretly departed in order to join their father and give joy to the companions. But not recognizing the right path, they met in a pasturing ground outside of Vraj and began playing like herds of calves. Understanding the active nature of the boys, Nanda and Yashoda again considered with minds fearful in order that they could preserve happiness. Since the two boys cannot remain without association of the cows, let them take care of the calves at a place close to Vraj. Privately considering the matter with his brothers, who knew mantras, and finding an auspicious day through priests, he had the boys begin herding the calves with the chanting of auspicious mantras such as Punya Havachana.
Thank you. Very nice, very nicely read.
Thank you.
I would like to see if anyone who was carefully listening would like to share if any pictures or any feelings, they could catch any pictures or any feelings of what was read so far. Okay, Vajanti?
I mean, it was very nice also at the beginning when they were actually eager to go out, and also it seems they were becoming bigger, so they were starting to play together and laugh and like this, and then also they didn't want any longer even to get the bath from Mother Yashoda, so they grew up, and it seems they just sneaked in when they were seeing Nanda Maharaj like this going out. They also wanted to go. And I thought it was very beautiful.
They did not want to be dressed anymore by the mothers, and they were saying, I can dress myself alone. And
the same Krishna was very, 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 very eager to be out with the cows and with the boy. I think to do what they wanted to do without the eyes of mother and father.
And
how they were making Nanda Maharaj happy when they could go to his lap, and all others who would be prepared to take them in the lap. It's very nice.
And they were asking many questions about what is in the forest, what is this, what is that, and also that actually it seems Nanda Maharaj was okay to take the boys to the forest, but Rohini and Yashoda were not okay. I heard that actually if it would have been up to Yashoda, she would have kept Krishna inside of the house for his entire life. But that was not possible. So they actually did not allow Nanda Maharaj to take them. And then the boys were actually crying, very morose. And what happened is that later they just escaped and they could not find Nanda Maharaj. So they were playing like they were calves. And then after that, the parents understood, better maybe we let them to go out at least with the calf, and they stay close to Vrindavan, and it should be all right. So maybe the last part which I read, as I understood, Nanda Maharaj asked his brothers. This, I don't see. Private. With his brothers. Matter with his brother. Yeah.
And then they did again, even just before the calves. Maybe they did a small ceremony, but they also did. He asked what was the auspicious day. They chanted mantras.
Yes, everything. Yes.
So maybe Vajanti, you could read the next page. Let me try here. 9. Yeah.
The great cowards happily gave their young boys the duty of protecting the calves. The two boys appeared beautiful after being bathed, dressed, and fed by their mothers, while holding sticks, milk ropes, flutes, and buffalo horns. When leather shoes were brought for him, he refused them, saying, no, 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 no. Using them would be a blow to the dharma of respecting the cows. So seeing Krishna acting in this way, Balaram also say, no, I reject also the leather shoes. Considering the shower of nectar from those feet, the earth removed all thorns from that place and made the surface into dust, fine like pollen, by having the cow's hoofs break it into small pieces so that Krishna would wander with his feet in Vrindavan. In this way, Vrindavan, free of insects, pests, and thorns, is praised in Harivansa. With the appearance of the fine footprints of Krishna's lotus petal feet everywhere, everyone became filled with bliss. I will now return to the present topic. When the boys departed for herding the calves at the auspicious moment, servants who defeated the devatas and caused all auspiciousness, carrying ingredients like splendid betel nut, colorful umbrellas, chamaras, and silk cloth, followed after the boys and experienced indescribable inner happiness. Starting with their mother and father, at every door, the excellent women offer great wealth and perform artik with jewels shining like lamps. They sprinkle the boys with fragrant flowers and glorify them with auspicious songs. With wide eyes, they saw the boys in front of them. The two boys then departed, after offering respects to the elders, while experiencing the skill of faultless sounds of musical instruments. The devatas performed the same activities. Dressed in blue and yellow cloth, Krishna and Balaram appear glorious among the children and calves as they played using flutes, canes, leaves, horns, ropes, balls, and wooden puppets. By the way, this morning we had at the door two small boys. They had two bags like this full of wooden puppets inside. They came to us for toffees at our doors. Looking at the boys in the distance with tenderness, the pious elders then returned home. After going some distance, Krishna, Balaram, and the boys first let the calves wander freely, and then put them in a group and brought them to a place filled with fresh grass. The boys played there until lunchtime. The two boys played their flutes, scattered fruits about, and went here and there, making sounds with their ankle bells. Imitating bulls, they fought with each other, winning against their opponent. With great affection, taking support of friends, they fought each other with great noise. Having the calves eat the grass and drink water, Krishna and Balaram then inspected all of them. Among the calves, he hugged one with his arms to relieve his itching, and touching his forehead with his own, he said, "If you want to go to your mother, I will arrange that." With such useless words, he satisfied the calves. After the two splashed water on their friends, they put on special forest clothing, and wandering about, became astonished on seeing the wonderful animals and birds. When the two boys imitated the sounds of an animal, that animal would approach them. And when they imitated the roaring of lions or tigers, seeing the animals become frightened, they stopped making those sounds. Happy because women sent by their mothers arrived with lunches at noon, Krishna quickly called his friends by playing his flute, whose notes sounded like human words, in order to give them bliss. I stop here or I go to the next one? When they all gathered, the woman honored them, put them in lines, and had them sit down, placing Krishna and Balaram in the center. Since the boys desire to eat, the woman then serve them the food in the proper order.
Thank you. I'm not sure about Sonia, Diksha, Ladini, and I think, yeah, Diksha, you are here. Would you, anything you heard you would like to recollect?
Prabhuji, actually, I was coming back on the way. Actually, I was worshipping cow on the way, so I did not hear properly. But from the last reading, what was concluded that Krishna and Balaram used to sit on Nan Maharaj's lap, because I think Purnamashi, some devotee shared, so that I heard very carefully.
Okay.
And then you were mentioning that Krishna and Maharaj used to ask, Krishna and Balaram used to ask many questions to Nan Maharaj on the way. So these 2 points I remember. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Is maybe Ladini or Sonia? Please feel free. Anytime you can unmute yourself and share. Otherwise, we can go back to Purnamasi if something else you recollect.
This was very nice how the calves were sad, not having their mothers, and Krishna was, taking care of the calves and saying, "Yeah, I will arrange everything." And then it is said this was useless words, but still the calves were peaceful after Krishna took care of those worries.
He was hugging them, and then it seems he was putting his forehead on their forehead, and then they were, and also sometimes the calves they had some itching. Then Krishna was scratching them and hugging them.
That's a beautiful picture. Huh? That's also when his forehead on the calf forehead. I remember about the leather shoes that the mother wanted them to wear, and Krishna said that will be a blow on our Dharma. And of course, he did not want. And then Mother Earth, together with the cows, arranged that the cows would break all the stones into powder. And then from this time on, we could see so many footprints of Krishna. And you can imagine how small they must have been, together with the signs, and how much bliss everyone must have had to just see Krishna's footprints into the dust of Vraj.
I like also this beautiful image. It's actually because there was a small ceremony also there. So there is described the umbrellas, they gave also the flute, they gave sticks, they gave ropes, and then they were all moving out, and the elders, and they were also offering arti, and then they left. I'm just looking at this.
Yeah, everything was very joyful. Everybody was happy, singing, and
And the boys, they finally get some independence. So it's very exciting for them. That's also an emotion we can catch up. And this excitement of Krishna going out and the anxiety of Mother Yashoda that Krishna is going out.
It's very nice. Also, they were describing the place they were doing, also like they were imitating animals, and then sometimes if they were imitating an animal, then the animal would come close by, you were saying. But then sometimes they would imitate also lions and tigers, and then everyone was going away, and so they would not do it any longer.
I was afraid that the lion and tigers would also be attracted and come close, but it did not happen. Okay, Diksha, would you like to read further?
Yes, Prabhuji. From 22?
Yeah, from 22 onward.
For fun, some of the boys criticized the food. They argued with the women, and some of the women answered back. After the amusement of hearing the conversations, Prabhuji, do you hear like some disturbance at the back?
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay. After the amusement of hearing the conversations, a qualified nurse spoke to Krishna when he seemed to refuse the food, in order to give pleasure to the servant boys who could obtain the rejected food. Carefully, I have brought drinks and delicious food. Rohini has carefully prepared it and sent me. Yashoda has repeatedly ordered me that you should taste the food. You should please us, three, by eating. After joyfully taking lunch with friends like Ram and Dam, Krishna performed Achman.
I guess it's
I just 1 second. Just one.
yeah,
Just go to a quiet place.
yeah, sure.
After joyfully taking lunch with friends like Ram and Dam, Krishna performed Achman, and the nurse gave him a golden box filled with camphor flavored betel. She said, "O child, please follow your mother's orders, and giving up your childish behavior, quickly return home." Going some distance, considering the boys engaged in playing, she turned her head and with flashing eyes said to the boys, skillfully at herding, skillful at herding the calves, "Cowherd boys, you are the life of Yashoda. Please bring Krishna back quickly." When the women had gone, the boys fed the calves the tenderest grass mixed with flowers and headed slowly towards Vraj while dancing, laughing, and playing. The sons of Brahma praised him from the sky, and Devtas showered flowers. Krishna took the path leading home.
Thank you. Someone likes to summarize? You will have one more page to read, but maybe we'll stop the section here on the Vatsasura because it seems we are not anymore so much into the Gopastami place, and we will go to the second part when Krishna goes out with the cows.
I mean, it was nice also to see this playful nature of the boys also, even when the food prasada came and like this, they were maybe not showing that they were not so eager, so that they say, "Please, your mother cook that." So they were very like mischievous also. They like it to little make spicy in their life, and yeah, they were not just like this. I like it.
Okay.
It is interesting. It is said, "You should please us three." So Yashoda, Rohini, and the nurse. You should please us. Please us to take and then take the food. So it's not for your pleasure, Krishna. It's for our pleasure. So you eat.
Okay, maybe Diksha, if you would like to read also this first page this is chapter 12.
Yes, Guruji. The next day, the talks continued. Snigdhakanta spoke. Though Krishna and Balram's age was reckoned as 3 years, since time passed quickly, according to Bhagavatam 10:8-26, their Kumar period was extended an extra year. At the request of the calves and the boys, the Kumar age remained for another year, till the 4th year, since it passed in a moment, because Krishna and the boys' lack of enjoyment during that year. At the request of Krishna, Balram also responded in the same way. Then the Poganda age became fully manifest for 2 years, 4th and 5th year, because of the quick appearance of Kaishora period after the joy of living together with friends. We'll speak of this after the killing of Dhenuka. Thus, mention of time passing quickly is appropriate in the Bhagavatam. Tavat evatmabhur atma manena trutiyane hasa purovad abdam kridantam dadrishe sakalam harim. When Lord Brahma returned after a moment of time had passed, according to his own measurement, he saw that although by human measurement a complete year had passed, Lord Krishna, after all that time, was engaged just as before in playing with the boys and calves, who were his expansions. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:13-14.
Thank you. It's not
No.
always, yeah.
It's understandable now. I understand now because you say the boys' lack of enjoyment during the year, because that was the year that Lord Brahma stole them. So they could not enjoy with Krishna during that year. So I guess that's why Krishna extended still for one more year.
Okay.
That's it.
It's not always, the translation is not always like so fluent. Sometimes we have to read it a few times. For me, what is surprising is at the request of the calves and boys, the Komara age remained for another year. So that means the boys and the calves, they were asking, we want one more year of Komara age, please. Okay, so we'll go to the next page. Okay. Yeah. When Lord Ram and Lord Krishna attained the age of Poganda, 6, while living in Vrindavan, the cowherd men allowed them to take up the task of tending the cows. Engaging thus in the company of their friends, the two boys rendered the land of Vrindavan most auspicious by imprinting upon it the marks of their lotus feet. Now we will return to the topic. When Krishna and Balaram, attracting the minds of all, played in this way, the 5th year, the last year of Kumara, finally arrived. While all people perceived that in that year Krishna remained as in the previous years and the year previous to that, he suddenly took on the beauty of Poganda age and left the Kumara age. Krishna and Balaram reached the Poganda age and their intelligence increased. Krishna's blackness and Balaram's whiteness defeated their luster in the Kumara period. Their chest increased in size and their eyes and other limbs became longer. Their hair and clothing became more elaborate. They became skillful at learning new types of play. Affection increased. This makes the desire to see them. This makes me desire to see them. As Niktakanta is describing it, if you are so beautiful, I would like to see them. One day Yashoda came into the assembly in the morning. The wife of Abhinanda inquired from her, "O mother of Krishna, where did your son Krishna go without delay, early in the morning?" Yashoda smiled and spoke, "Oh, up till now I have completed all tasks such as rubbing his body with oil, bathing him and dressing him. Now, however, being somewhat embarrassed in front of me, he has become affectionate to his servants, and after completing those tasks, come to me. He then honors me, Nanda, and the other elders by offering deep respect. Until he killed Aga, I would think of his return in the evening, and when he returned with the calves, I would cycle water over him 3 times and drink it according to the local tradition. But now, though I am more careful and forbid him from many things, he is beyond my control. The same goes for Rohini's son." The woman, hearing this new description, looked at her face and smiled. She again spoke, understanding that this is the quality of a person beyond infancy. I am happy, but he causes me great suffering. Everyone said with concern, "Why is that?" Yasoda said, "He now desires to herd the cows while not paying attention." The woman said, "You should not worry about this. This is the nature of the children born of the cowherds. One cannot see absence of herding cows anywhere. This is remarkable nature of cowherd boy and of Krishna also. The assembly of Nanda also discussed the nature of Krishna. Nanda, giving joy to the assembly, spoke to Sananda and Nandana with a gentle smile. Oh, long-lived brothers, I can see that Krishna, who acts like a newborn child, does not behave in the same way to me as he does to you. And that's the brother speaking to Nanda Maharaj. He looks at me with slightly contracted eyes. Yes?
Yeah. As you say, it doesn't behave any longer like before.
Okay. He also, he looks at me with slightly contracted eyes and speak to you with sweet words. So more or less, Nanda Maharaj noticed that with him, Krishna is behaving differently, but with his brother, he's speaking actually very sweetly. Sanandana said, that is proper, since you are most worthy of respect. You are serious about giving instruction to him, but we cannot think of giving him orders, though he is of Kumara age. See, though very young, Krishna offers respect to his mother, and then to you as his father. Then he offers respect to each friend every day at dawn. Okay, anyone like to recall?
This difference that Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj noticed. She said, before I could put oil, I could massage him, I could put clothes, but now he goes to the servants and then he comes very respectfully to me. She noticed she could be more close before, and now he keeps her in a little distance. And they explained, he's growing older. It's naturally, and it was said like, we are cowherd community. Everybody expects also this from Krishna. They tried to pacify Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda that it's natural what's happening to them.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think there was also No, I was reading.
I don't know. I was thinking also, how it seems they act, how Krishna, it's very loving community and just normal life. They're covered boys, very simple heart also, and like this. It's still amazing to think now that Krishna loves his God, yes, and he likes just to become like this. It's just very, it's very endearing to see him. Yeah. Acting very like a child, like he's growing. Then he
Something more from your side, Diksha?
Purnamashi Mataji covered much. Just one thing that now Nand Maharaj is noticing that Krishna looks with me with slight contract eyes, and with you he speaks sweet words.
Yeah.
It's just comparing.
I think there was also a beautiful description of how they were looking now. They were more splendid or more resplendent. The whiteness of Balaram and the darkness of Krishna were more sharp, and their chests were bigger, and their intelligence more sharp.
Lotus eyes.
Yeah.
And all the limbs became big, longer.
And they started to play different games. They were starting to find new games.
And it seems also this happened very, very fast, because if they were a child, it seems also for longer, and then like very fast they grew up, they changed.
It said they became more intelligent. And I thought, Krishna is intelligent all the time, the most intelligent.
To see is like really.
It's amazing, because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead on the Tattva window, but on the Lila window he's getting more intelligent as he's growing up. We were a few days ago, we were sitting in Chandra Sarovar chanting, and there was some bhajan in the background, some singing. And then at the end of the song, they say, Makancho Bhagavan ki jai. Like the stealer of butter, who is God, ki jai. It's so sweet, so beautiful. I see it's actually 11:25. Oh, I mean, here in India, that means we will have more or less 5 more minutes for our program. Should we maybe go to the meditation now and we stop on time? Huh? So I will share again a beautiful picture on the screen and the music of Govinda Jaya Jaya. And in our eyes, we can try to recollect all what we have heard so far from the beginning of going with the calf, and try to get pictures and mood in our mind's eyes. Maybe for the remaining. Maybe for the remaining few minutes, if you like, we can also do a Manasi Go Puja, where you can see a cow in front of you, you can offer incense, lamp, you can touch the feet of the cow, and then you can feed with very nice gur and rotis, and then you can pet her, and maybe take the few last minutes also to worship a cow into our meditation. So I thank you very much for joining today. I'm very grateful that you were there. I think, at least from my side, it was very nourishing to read together and to reflect about what we hear together. And it's really like a beautiful and strong, inspiring Sangha. And I'm happy it went well for this first reading nectar session. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Purnamati, any comment or anything? What do you keep with you, Purnamasi Mataji, for today's session?
Just this last picture, which was there, I just imagined Krishna holding, how it would look, and then the picture of the cow and Krishna standing with their heads together in this sun, how he pacifies everyone around him.
Thank you. Diksha Mataji?
Thank you so much, Roji, for the session. Actually, I wanted to apologize that I was not properly present for half an hour. But I want to thank that I also take this picture with me because I could do Manasi Puja. And after hearing, it becomes more nice. So I remember now much like stronger. And I had heard this from Maharaj also that Nand Maharaj and Yashoda feel that the child is getting older. So to read, it became like a pakka again. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I wanted to ask that, can I ask Prabhuji one question? Prabhuji, that what should we pray on this day? That now we understand the Leela, like Krishna has become now a cow herder boy. But for us, what should we pray? Like today's Prabhupada's quote, I heard that was that cow is also non-different from Krishna because its cow is spiritual energy. Like it's from the spiritual world. I read in Vrindavan quote, ISKCON Vrindavan's quote. So I still don't know what to pray.
I mean, that's a very, very broad and open question. And I would be happy to hear, Purnamasi Mataji, what will you answer to this question?
Actually, the same what I told before, this picture with Krishna, how he can take care of everyone who is in distress. Like the small calf, he took care of his distress. So with these heads together, we put our head on the lotus feet of Krishna and we
Thank you.
we can be
I think for me, I would say we can take actually those loving exchange. There's so much loving exchange between Krishna and these dear cows. And this is actually supposed to attract us to also develop loving exchange with Radha and Krishna. So those pastimes and to hear about that should awake in our heart a desire to actually be with them. And that can be actually the prayer. I'm still rotting in this material world. When will you take me back to the spiritual world where I will be able to have those loving exchange? Like Snigdha Kanta, when he's describing the beauty of Krishna and Balaram, and then he ends the verse by saying, I cannot wait to see them. I want to see them. So this actually, when we hear those pastimes and on this day, it can be actually a very good prayer to pray. I would like to also be petted by you. Maybe not as a cow, but I would like to have also a deep loving exchange with you and be brought back to my original condition of being an eternal associate of the Lord. So that for me could be actually a relevant prayer on this day. Vajanti?
Two things. One, I remember even there is a song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur where he prays to become a cow. But the other thing I was thinking is also blessings, because even Even Lord Indra, when after he committed all his mistakes, he went to Surabhi cow. So it's a day, actually, the cows, you can see what interaction the cow, most of the time, I think the cows are some of the associates, they spend most of the time with Krishna. So we can also pray, get blessings from mother cows also, in that sense also, that we also want again to come close to Radha and Krishna. But you are already so close, so please bless us. It's like getting blessing from the spiritual master, no? You get the blessing from the cow. It's like also our spiritual mother. So that's also a good prayer to the cows, again, for spiritual. That we, again, though we are so far, we want again to come close to, to our so loving. I like also I kept this picture of Krishna embracing the calf, and I think that's super beautiful. So we also again want to be back in the world together, so we can pray also to the cow, really like in that way.
Thank you. I keep with me the small lotus footprints that start to be spread all around. That's very, very beautiful, and mixed with the calf footprints, most probably.
We will send after we have our Giri today, yes. Footprints of cows on his cheek.
We'll share a picture. Okay, thank you so much for joining, and hope to meet maybe most probably again in 2 weeks, either with the brush roaming or either with a continuation of a reading experience. Thank you for joining. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Thank you,
Hare
Sonia
Krishna.
and Vladini, for being there. Maybe you are a little bit shy, but we hope you could also get something out of today's session. Thank you for being there anyway. Hare Krishna.
Hey Krishna, thank you so much.